Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is Brian, and today we'll be talking about the extracurriculars that got me into schools like Stanford, Duke, Cornell, UC Berkeley, and etc. If you guys haven't seen the reaction video, it's right here. And I also made a stats video. It's right here. I'm going to try to put those two videos up there. But I have my laptop right here with my Common Application. So I'm going to be talking about the extracurriculars that I wrote on my Common Application. So the way I wrote my activities on my Common Application is I wrote them in the order of importance to me and how much I really cared about it through high school and how much time I really put into it. And I also did so much things at high school that I also wanted to include a resume. So on Common App you could have additional comments. You could write about whatever you want on there, but you're not supposed to write an essay. But I wrote a resume there, and I included some things that I still did and that still meant something to my high school journey. So I didn't want to put something there just to put it on, and most of the times the things I did in high school were meaningful to me, and it somehow shaped the way I am right now. You know, as trivial as some things might seem on my application, they did shape me the way I am. They did change the way I think. So those are the things I put on my resume. With that being said, let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first activity I put on there is student council. So I was the co-president of my student council, and I was in the student council for all 4 years of my high school. And I became the co-president at the end of my sophomore year, which some people say is pretty early, because usually co-presidents get selected after their junior year or beginning of their junior year. So my school kind of went through a crazy story. After my freshman year, there was a scandal with grading, and there was a scandal with college transcripts. It was a whole mess that, I'll probably link an article somewhere here. But it ended up being like a hoax kind of thing. I don't know. It's really complicated. There's been a lawsuit going on for almost 3 years. I really don't even want to think about it. It's a total mess. But basically, in between that transition and all the chaos, there were a lot of students' voices were just kind of getting ignored. And a lot of times, the administration would decide on something, and the students would be told about it like 2 days before it went into effect. So I was really a very vocal factor in that change phase, and I was really active, and that's what allowed me to kind of leverage my voice as a representative voice of the student body. The second activity I put down is co-founder of the American Red Cross chapter. So that's basically a Red Cross club at my school, and it's kind of weird because my freshman year there was a Red Cross club, but after the whole administration mess, all the clubs were basically gone. In the middle of my sophomore year, me and my friend who was in the club the year before were like, okay, it was kind of fun, I want to bring it back. So we both talked about bringing it back, and then at that time I was pretty involved with Bergen Youth Council, which is a Bergen County-wide youth council for Red Cross, and I had some connections there, so I worked it out, and we were like, how can we start it again? And we started it again, and my freshman year the club only had about 10 kids, and then we ended up having 88 members my junior year. So we became literally the biggest club in campus history. So my third activity is American Red Cross Board of Directors. So in northern New Jersey, there is an American Red Cross region, and in that region they have board of directors. It's kind of like corporate boards, but for a non-profit at local level. And I think the best way to put it is it's like a club for adults. It's like a Red Cross club for adults, where they gather together to talk about how they can extend the Red Cross's mission. The fourth activity that I put down was being a brother and a son. So I think this was something that's a lot of people forget about. You might have a family responsibility. That's pretty big. And for me, my dad moved to Korea middle of my sophomore year, end of my sophomore year. So from junior year to now, I was basically the man of the house. I know that sounds really stereotypical and old, but that's what I put down on my application. I was the man of the house in the traditional definition. I did have to take care of my sister. It's not like she's a baby, but I still had to drive her around. I had to cook for her, and I had to do a lot of chores, which some of you might still be doing, even if you have both parents. But I had some responsibilities that my dad passed down on to me because he is across the globe. So I talked briefly about that, extra responsibilities that I have, and and actually in my Stanford supplement I kind of delve into that a little deeper. So that was my fourth activity. And I wrote that pretty high up on my list as fourth activity because it's something that takes a lot of time daily. So the fifth activity I put down is my summer internship at Englewood Chamber of Commerce. So the city of Englewood has a Chamber of Commerce, which is like, the best way to describe it for me is like a student council for local businesses. So they all try to, they join this like Chamber of Commerce, and the Chamber of Commerce is supposed to promote businesses and organize events for them to network with each other, for help them grow their business. It might not be the coolest internship, like I didn't work at JP Morgan and like, do financial models, but it was a really insightful internship that I think was crucial to who I am right now. The sixth activity that I put down is a religious activity. I was involved through this ministry called Asian Young Life, and I joined my ninth grade, and I was still an atheist, and I'll make a video about how I became a Christian. But basically, I joined it. I don't know how to describe it, but Asian Young Life, I'll leave a link so you guys can check that out yourselves. But it's a local ministry with directed at, it's tailored for Asian American teenagers, because Young Life is, I would say, like the culture of it is very not to be racist or anything, but it's very white, and that's how people would describe it. And I think to a lot of Asians, especially people who are immigrants, they have a hard time adjusting to those cultures. And the founder was like, yeah, Asian Americans have a distinct culture, and he could do something that tailors the Young Life mission to them. And that's what he did. He made an ethnic-based Young Life chapter. But we still have, like, different races. It's not just exclusively Asian. It became my cultural home, and I met some of my closest friends there. And it really helped me build a community. The seventh activity that I put down is being the managing director of the student ambassador team. My school is a magnet school within a public school. And this magnet program has open houses for people to apply to, and people to show them around what the school is like. I was always doing it because it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun when you're selling your own school, and I had a lot of school pride. So I was selling my school. I love selling my school to these kids, coming in to like check the school out. And I had fun doing it, staying late at school just to like talk to parents about questions they have about my school. Next activity I put down is Model United Nations. I was in Model United Nations for 4 years. Sophomore year, I was given the position of recruitment officer, and in the beginning, I tried really hard to get all these people to join, and I think I brought like 30 kids to try it, but like more than half of them left the club, and I guess like that was a little discouraging. And also starting like middle of my sophomore year, like I said, I was really involved with Red Cross, so I think I had a hard time balancing my time. And eventually I was kind of fired from Model United Nations Club. But I still love the people in it, and I still love the conferences, and I still love debating, so I continued to participate even to senior year. Hey guys, this is Brian editing the video. I just realized my file for my ninth activity was corrupted. I can't find it, so I'm gonna tell you guys what my ninth activity was. So my ninth activity was, I called it photographer / chief website administrator. So for my school's newspaper, I managed their website. It's called Maroon Tribune. You guys can check it out too. It's maroontribune.org. So I managed their website in terms of layout, what to put on, what photos to put on. And I also took a lot of photos over my high school journey. I think I took like 4,000 pictures at various different events like school plays, big games, or big school events and things like that. So I wrote that because it was a big part. And a lot of people that I'm not friends with at the school know me as the photographer kid, or the kid with the camera. So yeah, that's it, and let's keep going to activity 10. Last activity, the 10th activity I had, was Future Business Leaders of America, or FBLA as you call it. So FBLA also went through a lot of trouble over my 4 years, mostly because the club advisors kept coming and leaving. So we didn't have a stable structure, and it was never a well-run club. But basically for FBLA, what I did was I helped stabilize the club, kind of get it on its feet again, to run again, because the club advisor changing almost every year has been like really tough for the club. Okay, so let's talk about the honors or awards that I was able to put on my common application. So on the common application, I think you could put 5 honors, and here's what I did. So the first honor that I put was Georgetown University Invitational Debate. The award name I put is Public Forum Debate Finalist and Top 10 Speakers Award. That's the first honors I put, and I put that as an international honor because there were teams from China and Mexico and Canada in that tournament. So the next thing I put is Red Cross Scarlet Leadership Award, and I put dash Outstanding Volunteer Service Award nominee, and I put parentheses awaiting results. So I put that as a state/regional award for grade 12, and what that reward was, it was like a recognition for leadership in Red Cross youth involvement. And I actually technically put 2 honors combined in that little section because I just had more awards that I could include. So I was also nominated for this Outstanding Youth Volunteer Involvement award, and I ended up getting that award, which I provided in a later update letter saying that I was like awarded with that award. The third award that I put was the Unilever Leadership Development Institute Ambassadors Award. So that award I got from after participating in a summer program that the Unilever hosted in my area, and they gave an award to I think 1 person per each small group for like outstanding leadership, and I called it like the Ambassadors Award. And the 4th honor I had was New Jersey Hobie Award, Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership. So every school in New Jersey is allowed to nominate 1 person, 1 student to go to a state leadership conference, leadership seminar for Hobie. It's a pretty well-renowned organization. Yeah, so the 5th award that I put is FBLA First Place for Political Science in the regional competition, and I also wrote that I am qualified for the state competition, and I put that as state and regional competition for grade 12 because that was what I competed in this year. So those were my 5 honors, and I'm gonna read you guys what my resume said. Okay, so like I said before, I wrote like a version of a resume on my additional comment section in my Common App. I say, now I would like to mention a few additional activities and honors that impacted me through high school. So the first thing I brought up was my work history. I also interned for a summer at a local law office. It was a paid internship, which was nice. And the next thing I talked about was volunteering. So I wrote that I was a certified volunteer for American Red Cross Service to Armed Forces. So what that means is to go volunteer at a Red Cross event, I had to be trained and certified to serve because there are certain trainings you have to go through to be a Red Cross volunteer, especially for service to armed forces. The next thing I wrote about was being a peer leader for campus freshman experience trips. So our school, they began like a freshman experience trips for incoming freshmen. No, not incoming freshmen, but like new freshmen every year when they come in. In the first month, we take them to a camp nearby. We just stay there for a day, but we have like fun camping activities. And I was a peer leader, meaning I led a group in those trips. So I took some courses online. I am actually still taking them using edX.org. I took courses like Entrepreneurship in Emerging Economies and U.S. Public Policy. So I wrote that just to let them know I am pursuing academics outside of, school, and these are my own interests that I'm pursuing. And then I wrote extracurricular activities. One thing I wrote was being a student ambassador for Unilever Summer Leadership Development Institute. So that sounds similar to the award, but this basically is just describing what I actually did during my 6 weeks at Unilever, like the case study and learning about different business functions. I kind of described that. Next thing I wrote is starting player for varsity golf team. So I joined golf just for fun last year, and our school's golf team is pretty bad. I'm just being straight up honest, and one of my best friends was the captain for that team, and I kind of joined because, why not? It would be fun doing with friends. The next thing I put was being a Mad Hatter for campus March Madness. So our school has a cool tradition of March Madness where different academic programs work as a team to compete against each other. It's like March Madness for NCAA. And Mad Hatters, what they do is like they help count up the scores every day. So every day kids will come in dressed for different things. And we go around classrooms to count the points and tally up the points for each academies or academic programs. And the next thing, I also have a section for awards and honors. I'm just going to go through them quickly. I put University of Connecticut Model Year Conference Best Delegate, National Award for grade 12. I put John Greco Scholarship Award, $1,000 scholarship award. I got it 9th grade and 11th grade. And the next thing I put was Certificate of Service in Red Cross Leadership Conference National Award. So I went on a Red Cross leadership camp at the end of my freshman year because my Red Cross Club advisor recommended it. The next thing I have is AP US Government and Politics Student Hall of Fame inductee. So I put that. I don't think a lot of people put that, but it really meant a lot to me. So my US government teacher, he has a wall of students' portraits who got a 5 on the exam, who gets a 5 on the AP US government exam. And that really like motivated me a lot. I was like, I really want to be on that wall, you know? It sounds really cool. It's like Hall of Fame for students, and you know, I think it was a really nice thing that my teacher did. I thought it was really cool and I really wanted to be on it. And I got on it, and that was like a big motivating factor in me getting a 5 on that exam. And the next thing I put is University of Delaware Model UN Conference Honorable Mention, National Award in grade 10. Next thing I put was AP Scholar with Distinction, International Award, grade 11. And the next thing I put was Freehold National Circuit Public Forum Debate Finalist Award, National Award, 10th grade. So that was just another debate tournament that I participated in 10th grade. At the end, I put a section for research, but I only did like one research project. So this was for my AP US History project. I did a research on history of Inglewood Hospital in 2018. So I did a research about like how the Inglewood Hospital came about and its impact to the city. So I did a research on that. I didn't send them the research because I didn't think it was like super significant. So yeah, that's it. That's all the awards and honors that I have that I put on my Common application. If I think of anything else, I'll bring it up when I'm editing it. Okay. So I just want to follow up from what I was saying in my stats video. So in the stats video, I talk about how stats don't really matter, and it's about like other things and who you are as a person. You know, that idea that like stats aren't everything and that your extracurriculars and what you do really matters. And I think you guys can also notice like my extracurriculars aren't that like crazy. You know, some people like they do research at Columbia Hospital and they cure cancer. I don't know. They do some crazy research and they like work for a congressman, or they work with like they do research with like an MIT professor. I didn't win like a really prestigious scholarship. I didn't win like a really prestigious award, but I tried my best in everything that was given to me, and I think they could see that like I try to take advantage of everything that was, every resource, every competition that was like available to me. And they want to see how their applicants or their admitted students will take advantage of the amazing academics they have at the school and amazing resources, and how they will flourish at that school. So that's enough of me talking, but don't be as discouraged by, you know, my resume or the resumes and like the extracurriculars you see on College Confidential or Reddit. You know, some of them have like crazy resumes, you know, they did like NASA research and all that stuff. But just keep in mind to like do the best you can within your circumstances, you know. If you see an opportunity, go reach out, you know, go talk to them. Ask them if you can get that internship, or ask them if you can, you know, just learn more about what they do. And if you think it's too late, you know, especially with the coronavirus happening, and if you think you don't have much time to build your resume up, you're so wrong. There are so many things online that you can do. Okay, I talk so much, so I'm gonna start wrapping it up. If you guys have not watched my reaction video, make sure to go check that out. And if you guys have not watched my stats video, you should probably check that out too. And I know you guys want to see my Stanford essays and like my supplements and even my Common App essay, but I don't know, some of those are really personal to me, so I'm a little hesitant to open them up. But you know what, I will say, if this video gets 1.5k likes, 1,500 likes, I will make a video about my Common App essay. It is very personal to me, so I'm kind of hesitant about showing that online. But yeah, 1.5k, that's the like you guys have to meet. So make sure to leave a like, leave a comment about what other videos you want to see, and make sure you subscribe. After all these college videos, I'm trying to blog different things and kind of make different videos. Yeah, so 1.5k likes, you'll get the Common App essay, And Stanford supplement I think is coming either way, but make sure to leave a comment for what other ideas you have that you want to see from me, and make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe. You know, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscriber points so I can start making money on these videos, because guys, college tuition is not looking so cheap, so I'm trying to pay that off somehow, right? So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.